Hi students. So we have completed our third lesson. So today we can begin our fourth lesson, and that is sorting materials into groups. So fourth lesson, sorting materials into groups. Okay, so in first lesson and second lesson, we were studying about food items, and we study that there are different varieties of food items around us. And in third lesson, we study about clothes, and we knew that there are different varieties of clothes also. Now, in this lesson, we are going to study about different materials. And we know there are different materials, or a variety of materials are also present around us. And the name of the lesson is sorting materials into groups. What is the meaning of that? How we can classify the materials into different groups. For example, if there are 30 students in our class, and if we are asked to classify them into different groups, how we can classify? We can classify the students in different ways. One way is classify boys in one group, girls in another group. Or the students whose name begin with letter A in one group, letter B in another group, C in another group. Like that we can classify. Or based on their height we can classify. Different methods we can use to classify the students into different groups. Like that there are different materials around us. So how we can classify the materials into different groups. So if we are given a list of things, we can classify them based on their shape. Round objects in one group, square shaped objects in another group. Like that, based on their shape we can classify, or based on their color we can classify them into different groups, or whether they are living or non-living, things in one group, non-living things in another group, or whether they are eatable or food items, eatable or non-eatable things. Like that, in different ways we can classify the materials into or objects into different groups. So now I will write a list of things, and you look how we can classify them into different groups. Okay, so I will write the names of some things. So orange, brinjal, car, potato, apple, bus, jasmine, van, rose, lady's finger, banana, hibiscus, grapes, lotus, tomato, scooter. Okay, so I have written the names of so many things. Now how we can classify all these things into different groups? So orange fruit is there, brinjal vegetable is there, car, that is a vehicle, then what? So fruits are there, vegetables are there, vehicles are there. So how we can classify? So we can classify all the fruits in one group. So which are the fruits? Orange, then apple, banana, and grapes. So all the fruits in one group. Then we can write all the vegetables in another group. So which are the vegetables? Brinjal, then potato, lady's finger, then tomato. Okay, then what all things are there? Car is there. So car is one vehicle. So we can write all the vehicles in one group. So car, then bus, van, scooter. Then what all things? Jasmine, that is one flower. So we can write all the flowers in another group. Jasmine, then rose, hibiscus, lotus. Okay, so here there is a list of so many things, and we can classify them as fruits in one group, vegetables in another group, vehicles in another group, and flowers in another group. So like that, by looking at the objects based on different properties, we can classify them into different groups. And in your textbook, that is in page number 27, table 4.1. So in this table 4.1, you can see two columns. In first column, name of some objects are given, and in second column, materials that they are made of. So they are made up of which materials, that is written in the second column. So first column, which are the objects given? First object is plate, and plate is made up of which all materials, that is written in column 2. So which all materials are used for making plate? Steel, glass, plastics. We can see there are steel plates, plates made of glass, plastics and all. So plate. The next one is pen. Pen is made up of plastics and metals. Then you can fill the next two lines. So write the name of any another one object. So for example, we can write chair. Chair is an object. So which all materials are used for making chair? Wood is used. Then what? Iron is used. Plastic is used. So many materials are used for making a chair. Then any other thing? You can write one box. Box is made up of what all things? Box is made of iron. Box is made of plastic. Like that. So you can write, you fill this table. Okay, so write the name of any two objects and write which all materials are used for making that objects. Okay, so you fill that table. Then look in the next table, that is table 4.2. So what is written in first column? First column, materials, name of some materials are given, and in the second column, objects made of these materials, which all objects are made by using these materials. So first what is written? Wood. So wood is used for making what all? Objects. So here a list of so many material things are given. What? Chair, table, plow, bullock cart, wheels, all these are made up of wood. Then second what? Paper. What all objects are made of paper? Books, notebooks, newspaper, toys, calendars, etc. Then third material is leather. So you want to fill that. So leather is used for making what all things? We know leather is, we can see belt is made, some belts are made of leather. Then chappals are made of leather. Shoes are, you can see leather shoes. Then purse is there. Bag is there. Then strap of watch. So many things are made up of leather. So you can fill that. There is space in your textbook. You fill that space. Okay. The next material is plastic. So what all things are made up of plastic? So many items are there. What all things you can write? Bucket is there, cup is there, bottles, plate, pipe, so many things. So you fill that also yourself, think and you fill it. Then cotton. Cotton is used for making what all things. So we have studied about cotton in last lesson. So cotton is used for making fabrics. Then pillows, mattresses, then quilts. All these are used, cotton is used for making all these things. So this table also you fill yourself both these tables. So what you understand from these two tables? In first table we wrote the names of so many objects, and in next column you wrote what? You wrote what all materials are used for making that objects. So in the second table we wrote the name of some materials and what all objects are made by using that materials. So first column we saw plate can be made by using plastic or glass or steel. We have studied that. So any material can be used for making that plate. And in next we study leather, belt, bag, purse, shoe, all these can be made by using leather. So one object can be made by using different materials, or one material can be used for making different objects. That we understand when we look both these tables. We understand that same object can be made by using different materials, and same materials can be used for making different objects. That is clear now. So what decides which material should be used for making any given object? By looking what we decide which material we can select for making that particular object. For example, a bucket, bucket we usually use for what? Storing water. So if bucket is made of paper and we make a bucket with a paper or cloth, if you make one bucket with a cloth or paper, can you store water? Cloth, there are small pores in the cloth. So if you pour water in a cloth bucket, you can't store water in it. Water will go out through the holes. So if you pour water in a bucket made of paper, what happens? Paper will begin to dissolve in that paper. So the paper bucket also can't store water. So we cannot make a bucket by using a paper or a cloth. So what we understand from this, when we are making the objects, we need to know about the properties of that materials. First we should look at the properties of the materials, and after looking at the properties of the material, we should look for which purpose we are using that object. And based on that, we should select which material we can use for making that particular object. So if we want to store water, that is our purpose. So for that, we can't use a paper or a cloth. We want to store water. So we want to select a material that can store water. Okay. So when we are choosing material, we should know about the properties of that material, whether it can hold water or any other property. We should know about the properties of the materials, and after looking at the properties of the material, we should look for which purpose we are using that object. Then we can select which material we can use for making that particular object. Okay, so we can use a material that can hold water for making a bucket, like metals, iron, or plastic and all. Okay, is that clear? Okay, so what all things we study today? One object can be made by using different materials, and one same material can be used for making different objects. And when we are selecting the materials, we should know about the properties of the materials, and we choose a material to make an object depending on its properties and the purpose for which the object is used. Okay, bye.